Hi, Steve Sander here, my first morning on Mackinac Island. And I'm here in the main park here in front of Fort Michilimack. So let's see what I can say about Mackinac Island off the top of my head. It was probably seen first by French explorers in the 1600s. It was taken over by the English during the French and Indian War. And then it was also an issue during the War of 1812, which was very interesting. The Americans had acquired Mackinac Island in the Treaty of Paris. So during the War of 1812, however, the British had two battles and they won both of them and took control briefly of Mackinac Island. And at the end of the war, the treaty that settled the War of 1812, the Americans got it back again. So that's the short history, at least that I know off the top of my head. Now the island is spelled Mackinac with a C at the end, M-A-C-K-I-N-A-C, but it's pronounced Mackinac. Then you have Mackinac City, which has a W at the end, and that's also pronounced Mackinac. So don't get caught in the trap of trying for another pronunciation, as some people do. It's the main tourist attraction of Michigan. It's the #1 tourist attraction by numbers, and I'm sure the visitors each year number in the millions. There are no cars allowed on the island, so you see a lot of horses and bicycles. There's a couple of emergency vehicles you might see once in a while. There are still several hundred residents who live here year-round, but mainly it's vacation homes in the summer and also day visitors in the summer. It's an interesting place to come and stay overnight if you're a visitor. It gives you a different perspective on the island. As a musician, I play usually several weddings here every year. It's a wedding destination. And there's also a multicultural diversity here. People who work here come from Jamaica, Russia, and other European countries, and I find that very interesting. I will be playing for 3 more nights at the Grand Hotel at the Cupola Bar, which I posted very brief scenes yesterday in my video blog, so you might want to check that out. And behind me is Fort Michilimack, which was involved probably at least in one of those battles during 1812. The Americans who were occupying the fort didn't even know there was a war on because of the lack of fast communications in those days. So the British easily took over the fort. So I'm gonna try to maybe get a little whitefish today and enjoy a little stroll on Mackinac Island, and I will be reporting again tomorrow, and maybe we'll have some better weather. Maybe it'll clear up and be sunny. Actually, the forecast calls for rain. Oh well, to be continued.
Quit being so mean.
Here we have some lilacs. The Lilac Festival was actually a couple of weeks ago, but these are late bloomers, I'm told. This is a strain of lilacs, like as in anything else. There are many varieties of lilacs, and these are the late bloomers here at the little stone church.